All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are going to unpack something that is honestly just super fascinating. We're looking at this visceral, incredibly straightforward, completely DIY framework for total personal transformation. And the craziest part? It comes from one of the most legendary filmmakers of our time, Quentin Tarantino. We're going to break down exactly how he used just one single night to completely rewrite the script of his own life. And hey, this isn't about, Hollywood glamour or having the right connections. It is a raw, totally accessible method that absolutely anyone can use to get unstuck. So, let's dive into it. Section 1, the video store clerk. Now, to really grasp the sheer power of this method, we kind of have to rewind the clock a bit. We need to strip away all that celebrity lore, the red carpets, the Oscars, the whole shebang. On one side, we have the Quentin Tarantino we all know today, right? The acclaimed Hollywood icon, this absolute mastermind, known for surreal visuals and mind-bending storytelling. But on the other side, well, before all of that, he was literally just an ordinary guy working behind the counter at a video store. And this brilliantly illustrates a massive gap. A gap between those two realities that wasn't bridged by magic, and it definitely wasn't overnight luck. Actually, scratch that, it was overnight, but it was driven by a very deliberate, super intense process that took place over the course of just one single night. Section 2, setting the scene. So, how exactly did that massive shift happen? We're moving away from the shiny Hollywood success story and getting down into the gritty, fast-paced reality of the catalyst. The tools you need for the Tarantino method are incredibly simple. Seriously, you don't need a fancy laptop, you don't need the latest productivity app, you just need 3 things. Number 1, a pen. Number 2, a notepad. And number 3, the dead of night. You have to wait until the world is completely silent. When not a single soul is awake. That absolute isolation, that is absolutely crucial. Because that is when the distractions completely fade away, and that is when the real, deep work can finally happen. You just have to trust the silence. Section 3, the brutal honesty phase. Okay, so you've got your scene set. Now you're entering the hardest part of the night. And let me tell you, staring at a blank notepad in the middle of the night, getting that first page done is going to be brutal. To get the ball rolling, you have to hit yourself with one big, scary, almost fear-mongering question. What am I doing wrong? You have to take a hard look at everything that's messed up in your life, everything you aren't doing, everything you're failing at right now. You sit down, you stay up all night long, and you flat out refuse to give yourself a single excuse. Take your time with it and dive deep. Yes, it's gritty. Yes, it's incredibly tough, but it is 100% necessary. You gotta lay it all out bare. Tarantino himself actually talked about his exact mindset during this moment. He said he decided to just not give myself any excuses, just nail it. And guys, that is the exact energy you have to bring to this exercise. You are spending hours taking every single fear, every doubt, heartbreak, and mistake, and just pouring them out. But here's the magic. When you finally push through that mental resistance, boom, you're halfway there. Because you've taken all of that heavy negativity built up in your head, and you've made it tangible right there on the paper. You can literally see it. Section 4, 100 ways to change. But listen, just laying out your flaws, that's only the first half of the night. Just like Tarantino did, you're going to spend the final hours shifting gears entirely. You're pivoting from diagnosing the problem to actually fixing it. And that brings us to a somewhat daunting number, 100. Let's be real here, after hours of writing out your biggest mistakes, you're probably exhausted. You probably just want to throw in the towel and go to bed. But the method simplifies everything into one incredibly straightforward numerical goal. You write down 100 ways you can change your life. Now, if 100 sounds completely impossible, just look at the simplicity of the workflow here. It's rapid fire. You look back at your notepad, you grab one mistake you've learned from, you write down one way to change it, and then you just repeat it over and over again. You push forward, you adapt, reflect, learn, and grow. It's like a giant puzzle, and you just loop this exact process until finally you have 100 tangible written ways to change your life sitting right in front of you. Section 5, the final action. All right, this brings us to what is honestly the most critical takeaway of this entire explainer. Anyone can stay up late and scroll down a list, right? But making a list is simply not the same as transforming your life. There is a massive, game-changing difference between those two things. Tarantino captured this ultimate mindset shift so perfectly. He said, as opposed to just doing it and then going to get some sleep, I decided to change my life. This entire night wasn't just some venting exercise or a cute journaling prompt to make him feel a little better before bed. No way. It was a definitive, absolutely non-negotiable turning point. And so that leaves us right here with one final thought. Imagine it. The sun is just starting to come up. The world is waking up. You've got the pen, you've got the notepad, those brutally honest mistakes and those 100 ways to change. But there is one very, very important thing you need to remember about this whole method. You have the 100 ways, but will you actually do it? Because at the end of the day, execution is literally the only rule that matters. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. And hey, I want to challenge you right now. Take that notepad, find a quiet night, and answer that question for yourself. See you next time.